I'm joined by NBA Dunkaroo Ian Owen. What happened in the pro hoops last night?
Well, Thomas, I'll tell you what, there was a lot going on in the game last week. The Mavs are playing fantastic basketball, and we'll show you the highlights from their last game against the Philadelphia 76ers. The 76ers are in the news for Allen Iverson, but last night they were in the news for Dirk Nowitzki nailing threes on top of them. And here was a nice alley-oop pass from Jason Kidd and Shawn Marion. Shawn Marion enjoying a good resurgence in Dallas. Late in the game, last chance for the 76ers. Iguodala ties up the game at 102. Now the Mavs, they get their chance to go back on top. Here they come. Jason Terry dribbling around, taking a tough shot and hits. Terry puts the Mavs up by 2. Hardly any time left, but who do the 76ers go to but Andre Iguodala? No chance there as the Mavericks, with another win. They're third in the Western Conference, Thomas. They're playing fantastic basketball, and they get the win thanks to Jason Terry, the former Hawk. The Jet is flying high in Dallas. Now we'll move on to another team that's playing very well, although this one's a little bit more surprising. The Milwaukee Bucks are having a fantastic season so far. Here you can see Andrew Bogut getting the ball from Carlos Delfino. Bogut having a nice year. Still trying to recover from being a #1 pick, never really showed up. Charlie Bell with the drive right there. And again, late in the game, here's the Bulls trying to come back just like the 76ers, and just like John Salmons knocks down the 3 to make it just a 1-point game. Last chance, a 2-point ball game. Derrick Rose to Brad Miller. He shoots for the tie, and this time it doesn't go in. So the Bucks with yet another win. Milwaukee keeps on winning, and they're just shockingly holding on to that 5th seed in the Eastern Conference, having a nice season so far. Meanwhile, our own team, the Atlanta Hawks, are struggling a bit. After a win against Philadelphia, the Hawks lost to the Detroit Pistons in Auburn Hills just Sunday. After starting out 11-2 and holding the best record in the NBA, Atlanta has dropped 3 of their last 4. They still have a strong hold onto that 4th seed in the Eastern Conference, thanks in large part to the great shooting of Mike Bibby, fireworks of Josh Smith, and surprising scoring from Jamal Crawford. You can see Bibby nailing threes right there. Those men, Joe Johnson and the rest of the Hawks, will look to right the ship against the Toronto Raptors and New York Knicks this week at home. They should get some wins, as Phillips Arena is a place where they have played very well this season.
Now, Ian, the Hawks are playing really well to start off the season, a little cooling off in the last few games. Who is the biggest impact that the Hawks have added over the free agency?
Well, you know, Thomas, I'll tell you this. I mean, a lot of people when they talk about impact, they talk about Joe Johnson and Josh Smith on the defensive boards. But like you mentioned, in free agency, Jamal Crawford has been so huge for them. It's really, I can't tell you how many times I look at that box score and you expect to see the regular names, Bibby and Johnson, at the top of the box score, but it's Crawford leading them in scoring all the time, playing fantastic, really flying under the radar with big names like Rasheed Wallace and Vince Carter, changing teams in the Eastern Conference. Jamal Crawford, happy to fly under the radar, having a great season so far.
And beginning of the year, you picked the Hawks to be 4th. And a couple days ago, when they came out #1, you said, oh, maybe they get a 1 or 2 seed. Where do you see the Hawks finishing up?
Well, you know, I picked the Hawks to be 4th last year, and I ended up being right. And so I'm going to stick with my prediction. They're in the 4th seed right now, sitting pretty. Milwaukee's in 5th, kind of a few games in between those two teams. So I don't really see Milwaukee overtaking them, or really anybody else overtaking them. So I'm going to stick with my prediction. I'm not sure the Hawks are quite the elite in the East just yet. Got to give that to LeBron and the Cavs right now, but we'll see what happens as the season progresses, and maybe the Hawks can happily surprise us all.
Thank you, Ian.